Cary, North Carolina on this Friday evening. TST 2025 spots are becoming a premium for the round of 16. We conclude the round of 32 this evening. Well, the darlings of the tournament so far, Concafa. They've leveled up. They've got Socceroof here in the round of 32 at Wake Med Soccer Park, Field 1. Ready for it, the 19-year pro, Lloyd $1 Million Sam.
$1 Million Sam.
Yeah,
Okay,
you love that. Neil Sika here to have some fun. Looking forward to a good one. Concafa, well, last year, all the talk, Pat McAfee's team, but they bolstered the roster. Boy, were they dominant in the group stage. And Socceroof, a lot of French influence. They were in the competition last year, lost in the knockout rounds. Maybe a little bit of an unknown, but they play some good ball.
Well, you went and said it, Concafa, the darlings, they've really recruited well. Chad Porch, they brought him in. They've got great experience, but Socceroof have to come and give everything. They understand that they're the underdog in this fight. They've got to swing their punches, give everything, and try and get through to the next round.
All right, looking forward to a great one here. We've got the soccer.com players to watch in this matchup. Inza Kone, French international futsal player, 3 goals in the competition. If you've been following TST, you know about Chad Porch.
Yep, Inza Kone, 6'7", really quick. He can play on the ball as well. He is one to watch, and Chad Porch, you know about him already. He presses that turbo button and he is gone. He can shift it left and right and he can put it in the back of the net as well. Can't wait to watch him.
Chad Porch, the $1 million goal with La Bombonera. He lives still in Delaware. But he's been a big part of Concafa this season. 7v7, 20-minute halves, no offsides or throw-ins. And a new rule that's in the fold this year, you have to advance that ball every 8 seconds. A progressive pass, no stalling tactics, trying to cut down on that. Every match ends in target score time. The sevens for the teams playing for the $7 million prize, that comes up on Monday night. And for Concafa, it's that night, the pedigree, Breck Shea, Stefan Mijatovic, MASL standout. Ijimadu is new in goal this year. And then Clément Diep, a lot of MLS experience. Dedrick Boyata, Belgian international. This is a roster that's got some pedigree.
Yes, Boyata, well, Belgium international. Man City, he came through, so big experience there. Inza Kone, though, that's the one a lot of teams are actually watching. And they're watching TST, scouting him. So he's one to watch.
Same could be said for Chad Porch and how he has burst on the scene. That's maybe a gateway, this tournament competition, wherever the path may lead you. It doesn't necessarily have to be linear. And Concafa has really done a nice job of diversifying the portfolio with Pat McAfee's roster. They've got great coaching, Tab Ramos and Tony Miola.
Say that again. That would be unfair, I think, as MLS coaching.
They might be able to play still.
Yeah. Oh, they look in great shape.
Clément Diep, 4 MLS clubs. We're still knocking on that door to get you to play. We are underway from Field 1. Sika and Sam and our fine crew ready for round of 32 action. Socceroof in blue. Concafa, they're in the black from head to toe. They gave up just 2 goals in the group stage en route to a rout, winning all 3 of their games. Mijatovic lays it down on the channel for Derek Huffman. There are 12 players who are back from last year's team that went out in the quarterfinals to the Hoosier Army. Now, one thing to note, we're looking forward to an entertaining game, Lloyd, but boy, it is hot and muggy out there right now for a start time, especially looking to have intensity early in a game like this.
Yeah, that's right. Unforgiving times, round of 32. You have to get out of the group mentality. You do not have an extra chance or an extra life. Could ask some of those teams that are out already.
Pass stretched a little too far for Musa Haddad. Haddad, a couple of goals and an assist here in the competition. He's a futsal player. Heavy French influence. In fact, the founder of Socceroof is the founder of Les Fives, an indoor league over in France. Played in the competition last year, lost to Wrexham, and they ring the bar right away, 90 seconds in.
Don't sleep on Socceroof.
That's Haddad, who's already scored 2 goals. Here's Kone! There's a lot of big names on the marquee, but Inza Kone, you better recognize. 1-0 Socceroof.
And it is well worked as well. The ball, this first touch ball into Kone right here. That touch there, then Kone, hold up play. He's 6'7". You can't really get around him very easily. Through the goalkeeper's legs. What a great start for Socceroof. And Concafa, heavy favorites for this game. Go 1-0 down. Good goal as well. The bar was hit 20 seconds before that.
So we got to help our man out on official recognition. Our TST folks, they're doing a lovely job, but the numbers on the website are a little off.
That's right.
He's got the wrong number identifying him on the website. He's the one now with 4 goals in the competition, but Jedrick Boyata is not a bologna sandwich. He's still an important player. They had him marked for those goals.
You're a bologna sandwich. We don't know what that means.
We want filet mignon in a game like this.
Oh, there's filet mignon. Here he is on the ball.
That was a sloppy touch.
That always happens every time I'm giving credit to someone.
Mijatovic was part of Newtown Pride that first year in 2023. He's a $1 million winner already. And then you got Chad Porch. They added Drew Ruggles, who's been in 2 of the finals already for the soccer tournament in its 3rd year. Good crowd filing in to field 1.
Musa Haddad, it's a 16 in the middle for Socceroof. He hit the bar, then he played the ball in. He can play football. He looks really technical with those orange boots.
Gotta have a little swag if your game plays like that. Here's the dive, chasing Chad Porch around. Jesus Pacheco. That night wears the captain's armband. Now, Pat McAfee has been playing sparingly, is not here tonight. That's a dragging ball from the outside that's knocked away by Boyata.
Does that affect them at all? Pat McAfee's not here. You know, he's always in the background cheering them on. It seems quite motivational at times. I'm sure he's watching.
On WWE assignment duties, but look, he stood through the thick and the thin of the rain yesterday and was, of course, hosting his show and gathering with fans. So
he gathered with fans in the rain. It was actually quite remarkable to see. Credit to him.
Kone gives it a chase, and Ijamadu is over to scrap it away.
That was defended well by Concafa. Kone one-on-one. That night is no spring chicken anymore, but does really well there. He looks in great shape.
Socceroof had a tough group. FC Roja Eagles won the group. That was their only loss, 3-0. But they beat the Raleigh Rebels, and then they rallied to beat Quick Goal. This is hammered out by Mario Alvarez. Tony Miola felt last year they didn't use him properly, but he's an unsung X factor for Concafa, wearing 00 in black. Chris Penso is our referee. Halts the play. That ball hit a hand. 20-minute halves. We're 5 minutes in. Deep into day 1 of the round of 32. It's the solo match today, and then when you get to the round of 16, you could play up to 2 tomorrow. Round of 16 in the quarterfinals in the evening. So it's full throttle and a real strong push toward Monday night when the championship games in the men's and women's divisions will be played. Raymond Diop. Luis Cavanda, there's some big bodies back there to defend that goal for Socceroof.
Well, one thing Tony Miola said is they've rotated the side a lot, so he feels there's a lot of legs in the team. But now you're in the round of 32. It doesn't matter about legs. If you go out, you've got to use all the legs you've got left in this game to make sure you go through. And Chad Porch, he can't wait around and be knocking it nice and easy. He has to be aggressive. He's got to take guys on and get shots off on goal.
There's Cavanda.
And for the most part, he does that.
Cavanda, 2 caps with Belgium, 2 Belgium stalwarts back there. Lazio, Liège is where Cavanda played a lot of his ball professionally. Coming along, Mike Grella. Of course, a former teammate of yours. Ladino knows Pat McAfee from his scholastic days growing up together.
And I was talking to Grella ahead of the game. He was saying it's somewhat difficult to find rhythm. You come on for a little 60 seconds, 90 seconds, get a touch, then you're off. Then you get another touch. I guess that's one of the more difficult things, really getting that rhythm and getting minutes.
Longtime MLS veteran Justin Merrim is on also for Concafa for the first time, provides a little bit of pressure. You brought up the comment Tony Meola was making about sparing the legs. We did have that quarterfinal game against Hoosier Army last year for a Concafa group who obviously feels they're a lot deeper, but in that game they looked like they were stuck in cement for much of it. And the fit Hoosier Army team that lost to La Bombonera in the semis. Here's Haddad, influential already. Skips that over, Ruggles a touch. Now it's settled by Rodriguez.
I like Haddad, not just his technical ability, but he runs a lot as well. You'll see him, he's already back on the right side. You saw him on the left side, here he is on the ball. Good ball as well. It's one of the favored balls in TST, that front man's feet ball.
Played to Florian Hegebere. And then you've got Anthony Castera, who's the front-running number 9.
Good job with the pronunciation there.
I'm upping my French for you. Oh, what a save, Diop. Ruggles hit it rough shot right at him. And he's fighting the sun, too. They go quickly on the corner. Mijanovic. Many an MASL teams, and he hits the stick. Porch keeps it alive. Here's Grella. Inside, Cavanda blocked it down. Mijanovic scuffs it. And there's the first real flurry from Concafa. Starts with the Diop save.
Yes, great save from Diop. Initially, Ruggles, wow, what a save. What a strike as well. Ruggles, we've seen him score one like that. I thought this one got saved as well. Hard to tell, does hit the post.
Good hold-up play here. There's some contact. Chris Penso was not interested in the way Castera went down. And now he's in the face of Drew Ruggles. Got to be careful here.
Been doing a lot of fighting in this tournament.
Yellow card issued.
To who?
Did he give that to Castera? It was looking in his direction. Ruggles took exception to something he said and said, come on.
Ruggles is a fiery character. Here's that rebound. What happened? Oh, it looked like there was a connection with the arm. Oh, there was a little slap in the face. Fair enough.
Played with Nani FC last season. Merrim, always been great at that little slip pass, and his shot goes off the outside of the post. So Concafa, they've hit the frame twice and forced Clément Diop into a masterful save. Kone inciting Concafa's revival.
That's the Merrim strike right there. It's flush off the post and back out. Left of your screen.
Ijamadu.
I like the urgency from Concafa. Nice and early. Probing to get back into it. Lots of time to play.
Midpoint of the first half. That giveaway, Eliso was able to settle possession. There's some help defensively from Mike Foss. Collegiately at George Mason, Mike Grella will take a trot off. Unlimited substitutions. Midpoint of the first half, but Socceroof making that lead stand up. You can visit soccer.com, the official store of the soccer tournament.
Front man's feet.
Kone rolls off his boots.
He's looking at the teammates. That's not a good ball there, Kone. He's played really well in this tournament so far. 4 goals.
Brekshay, 34 times he played for his country, the national team. Best 11 performer in Major League Soccer in 2011.
So what time does it start cooling down then? 11 was hot. 5 feels just as hot as 11.
And this is the hottest part of the day. Very sticky. I'd say give it another 2 hours.
Another 2 hours, okay.
When it's Lloyd Sam comfortable. Ruggles. That pass lacks some weight. Haddad.
Probably still have a complaint.
We're not complaining about this game, though, the way it's been playing out through 12 minutes.
Yeah, impressed with the start from Socceroof, and now I'm impressed with the response.
Alvarez with a little bit of a turn, and Alvarez going for the scraps of the Huffman shot. Concafa right back on the ball. Zach Riggette, he's one of the veteran players to return. St. Louis Ambush, an MASL player. He was the 2022 USL Futsal Player of the Year. How about that? Jersey boys done well, I'd say. Tab Ramos and Tony Miola.
You learn something just being around those two.
Well done, Drew, well done.
Very poignant, too, to have them involved in a competition like this. TST is going to be the last big gathering of football from all across the globe before the World Cup, and that shot hammered in the direction. Nijamadu, that's next year's version. And in transition, Mijatovic. He'll lead out Huffman. Alvarez back tonight. Jesus Pacheco. It's Breckshea and now Knight. Concafa's had control of the ball really since that goal.
Defended well, though. Socceroof hit the post twice, though. A chance on the other end here. It's a good strike. Decent save. I'd prefer the save knocked out of that goal mouth area.
Give away out of the pressure. Alvarez. Huffman says, come to get the ball. Mijatovic.
Get over half.
He'll wire it back over for Zat Knight. 150 games at Craven Cottage and the like for Fulham. Aston Villa, Bolton Wanderers, also part of that profile. Here's a giveaway.
That's a bad decision there. Score pass. He had some runners to go for a shot from the halfway line. You're going to hear it from your teammates. And so he did.
So Pacheco, he's on the move. Kone defending. Knight scanning.
Very difficult for Chad Porch to get into it. Not enough space at the moment. When you sit low like this, players with speed, it's hard to really make the difference.
That was a very intriguing pass.
It's well defended by Zat Knight.
Hegbere was open for a moment. Knight didn't seem flustered. Here is Porch.
Zat Knight's reading the game well as that last line.
Hold it.
Porch is running too. Just seems like he glides from spot to spot.
Yeah, he really needs or wants opportunities where he can use that to go past the player, but there's not enough space to really push it past someone the way it's set up at the moment from Socceroof.
Mijatovic, that's pretty. A little bit older now, but he's still got the fancy footwork for the longtime MASL star. Shot was over.
MASL star, I'd say TST. Can we say royalty about him? There's the bit of skill, and then the second one. And he does play that sweeper keeper really well as well in target time when he puts that bib on.
I don't know if it was a stall here. 8 seconds went past with Diop not playing out of the back, and so it leads to a corner kick now for Concafa. Can't stand on top of the ball for longer than 8 seconds. Mijatovic. That's deep down I-40. Native of Chicago, Mijatovic. 5 MASL clubs the last 6 years. Defender of the Year finalist in that league. Costanzo. Now Knight. A lot of one-way traffic here over the last 4 minutes. Got about 3.5 left in the first.
Front man's feet.
Hold up play in the leave off. Stagnant defending, but now Kone's able to find a stretch. And Kone back inside, he will earn a corner.
That's some relief for his team. His team's been defending the whole time. Just has a little run. Is it concerned, Tony Miola a little? I don't know how concerned yet.
Dodd wraps it over. He had a very scary health moment back in the winter, Tony Miola. But he's doing very well. And glad to be a part of this event for the second year in a row. Merrim. It's Porch. Merrim. A little work inside for Costanzo.
Tactics have been good so far for Socceroof. Get the early goal, make it difficult to score against.
You'd think they'd have that in their pedigree, maybe to... That ball does go out. Diop gave the stretch anyway to play a little bit more like they did in the first 4 or 5 minutes. You don't want to have this dogged type of defending in these conditions for the remainder of the game.
Reminds me of Villarreal. Villarreal sat back a whole game
against West Ham United.
West Ham. Didn't even try and score, and scored in target time from a corner.
Sleepy little pass. Thomas Sanner, former Princeton player.
Well, I can't say that about Socceroof yet. They have started the game earlier, better, but I think it's just the pressure from Concafa. It's a good Concafa team.
There's the pressure from Foss. Well, you said you fancy them at the start for this game.
Yeah.
But maybe even a little further. A further thing for the entire tournament.
I think they're one of the favorites for the tournament. I mean, they recruited Drew Ruggles and Chad Porch.
I was going to have
TST
any second thought about that.
Adding to what they've got US internationals on their team. They've got Miola and Tab Ramos as coaches. Zat Knight at the back. I don't think any other team is this sort of experience. Then they have the MASL guys, Mijatovic and them.
You know, but you could be describing Nani FC like last year. Here's Merrim.
You still have to go and get it done.
Yeah, look at what La Bombonera did in the final.
Exactly. You can be favorites all you want.
For sure. You got to do it when it matters.
Everybody likes playing against favorites, though. You raise your game against favorites. That's a weird message. They don't like playing against favorites, but they raise their game.
They raise their game. Well, the margin for error is small in situations like that. Socceroof starts brightly. And they hang on to a 1-0 lead going into the half despite Concafa knocking on the door. We'll come back to Cary, North Carolina right after this.
The soccer tournament is presented by RBC Wealth Management, the official wealth management partner of TST.
Socceroof has the lead on Concafa here at the half. Round of 32. The sweltering conditions down there on the field. First half stats brought to you by RBC Wealth Management. Each team 4 shots on goal. Concafa, though, had more in the overall sense.
It shows that both teams have been in it, but the momentum is with Concafa. I expect second half it's going to be the same as it ended. Bunkering down, Concafa attacking.
That second half is coming your way next with a trip to the round of 16 on the line. Concafa, one of the fan favorites here on ESPNU.
Today's broadcast is presented by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of TST.
We're off and ready for the second half here in the round of 32. Concafa, the favorites entering this game, trailing 1-0 to Socceroof. Sika and Sam and Sika, our great crew from Cary, North Carolina. Think of the rain all day yesterday, water-saturated field, now the hot and humid conditions.
Oh, here goes Chad Porch. That's what we've got to see from him, using that speed and skill set, really threaten the goal.
In a sense, we know what Concafa's going to keep trying to do, Lloyd, but are we going to see Socceroof come out of that defensive shell at all?
Probably not. Probably just counterattacks like this.
Boyata.
Not going to catch him.
Off to Kone. Kone leaking that over. Suspended for what seemed like 3 seconds. Michael Stone is the new netminder for Concafa. And Haddad came over and hit the stick with a partial deflection.
It's good from Kone, sliding it across. Little touch from that night on the way. It's not an easy finish.
It hit the post, then came back off of Stone before it went out of play.
You were asking me if there's going to be any difference. Socceroof is still going to sit back, I think, and then counterattack. It's not a bad plan, actually. Don't want to give this Concafa team too much encouragement.
So they're going to sit in the sauna on the field. That's what it feels like, and then sweat it out.
It
quite
really
literally.
does feel like a sauna as well. It's not really sauna-like. Oh my gosh, it's hot out there. Oh, touch.
Good cut over the top, and then
Kone.
Kone couldn't hold it.
Make that touch. And you got your man in on goal there.
Rekshay. Turn it back over.
And those are the dangerous passes there. That one from Rekshay that can set the other team on a counter.
Kavanda, a brief glance. Mijatovic, he was in tight on a couple of occasions.
Dangerous passes.
Huffman lost possession. Options here for Bulut. Ahmet Bulut. Works down the wing. Musa Haddad.
Oh, he's shooting.
Very influential player on the outside. Veteran of the futsal game over in France.
He's got a real style the way he plays with Musa Haddad. There's a bit of swag about him. Everything looks good.
Good job, boys.
Style too with the boots. You already commented on those.
Yeah, he can strike a ball. He can knuckle it as well. He hit the bar early with one of those. Already got 2 goals already.
Morty Gerson, he's on the field. Mijatovic that night.
Oh man, great ball.
Sander. Year 2 for many of these players that have teamed up to come back for Concafa. Pat McAfee has even been adamant, we're going to make this deep run. They're going to win it. Some strength and conviction in that.
Chad Porch is back off the field as well, and he needs to be on the field longer. You know, we spoke to Tony Viola. He said he could play the whole game, possibly. I think you just play him this whole second half, then you use all the firepower you've got.
Boyata, much of his career domestically was with Celtic after he started at Manchester City. And he fouls Huffman in the process here. Or Sander in the process for the free kick, and Mijatovic can strike one. Infancy of this second half, 40 minutes we play. Mijatovic, a roller and a redirection. Had his man to stab it in. Gerson over the bar.
Gordy Gerson can't believe it. Hands over his mouth. It's a good opportunity. He just flicks it inside of his foot. The ball is bobbling. It's not an easy finish,
Well done. Good read.
but one of the better chances considering Socceroof have been bunkering down.
Gerson, almost 70 goals in his U.S. Arena Soccer League career. 6 different MASL clubs.
There goes Gorilla. His kids in the crowd.
Good job by you. We were going to break. That was his son. The family is here. They're enjoying the festivities. What a tournament.
He
What a
posted a
turnout.
video about his son, actually. I'll tell you in a second.
He came on the field after the game yesterday in their finale against Wrexham, and he hit the crossbar from like 25 yards out twice. That's a swing and a miss from Mario Alvarez. Kone 1v3, but accelerates. Kone! Crescendoed with some oohs and ahs. That night is down.
Well, what's important is how quick that can turn into a dangerous situation there. Kone gets the ball, 6'7", great speed, and turns it into a chance on goal from his own half initially. Gets under it in the end. He's got to try and hit the target on those. The follow-through goes into Zat Knight.
He was grabbing his ankle. Kone comes off. 4 goals in this tournament. Breakout star emerging. Good win on the chalk. Chris Penso realizes that it does go out of play in the end for Bulut.
I think Concafa are rotating too much, though. Who are your best players? You keep rotating, you get your best players on the pitch, and get back into it. There's
a feisty move inside. Kavanda right in the thicket along with Boyata.
That wasn't a difficult pass to make there. Should have found his front man.
Looked long for Bulut. All right, so what's your recipe? Now we've got Viola and Ramos, and now we've already mentioned mindful of legs, but has Chad Porch even popped up enough in
Chad Forge
moments for you.
is one of the stars of TST this year. He was last year, but he's not been on the pitch that much. You might be waiting till target time, fair enough. But we've heard that he can do it, legs-wise. He's been on the bench far too often in this game.
Chad Porch, 2 goals and an assist here in the competition. That's a steal. Right in the middle. Castera leads it along, the clip ball, and Justin Merrim. Very good, underrated perhaps, technical player. Merrim makes the move, Greladinho down low, the rebound is put home. Alvarez with the Concafa crumbs, 1-1 in the 28th.
That was a scramble in there. Let's go down the other end of the pitch. Justin Merrim, some good touches. You said underrated technical player. I really like him as a technical player. I don't underrate him, but it comes across and then just drops out there to Alvarez, puts it in the back of the net. You said underrated. Okay, who underrates him?
I just thought he was underrated league-wide when he played in MLS.
Not by me. Oh.
Well, as long as it's not by you, then that's fine.
I was just wondering who underrates him.
No, I just thought in the next national lexicon, he had some really good seasons with Columbus. I never thought that he got the proper limelight he deserved. But yeah, here, maybe that skill set suits perfectly.
I played against him all the time in 2015, and we knew that he was a threat on that left side. We knew that if he comes in onto that right foot, it's going to be dangerous.
I think he was always appreciated his time in Columbus on a regional level.
That's probably fair on a league-wide, especially if you're not playing against him all the time. We were big rivals with that team.
I'm happy to expand that context for you. Yes, 2015 Eastern Conference Final, I remember.
We love context.
You're good.
Oh, you remember.
We love an entertaining game. That's what we got here, 1-1 now. That's a good little leave off and a redirection. What a save by Stone, who contortioned himself and suspended that right arm to wiper blade it over.
I do like the save from Stone. That ball changed direction where it was going. It was going bottom corner, and then it's going the top of the net. Oh, here's Porch.
Heguibere had that shot. Now Porch is on the move. Chad Porch. Post!
Electrifying.
They had a feed of us talking about him on the bench. It comes right on.
But you see how the game got stretched, and now he's got the space to run into those sort of spaces and beat a man and beat another one. Should have finished it off, to be fair, at the end here. Should do better there.
It led to a foul after the rebound. There's Porch. Oh, so close.
Tony Miola says, why has the MLS club not took him? Petition for an MLS club to bring him in on trial.
Mijatovic, gonna give way maybe here for Ruggles. Well, this is the platform to see him in his finest hour. This has been his tournament in a scrap down low. Grella with Socceroof all over the place defensively. They were distracted by Porch, and meanwhile, Grella had an open look.
Glad you said all over the place. How was Grella just left like that? I was looking at Grella the whole time. He was just standing next to the goal. And Grella should do better there.
There's nobody with inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah, one guy was fighting with Porch, right?
He wanted his autograph. Heguibere.
Can you get off?
Well, Porch, this year he's got his camera team following him around. I might tune in, see what sort of content they're making. TST making stars.
The unknowns becoming the knowns. Individuals or teams.
But you see how Socceroof have got a bit more expansive again. Got to 1-1, they're like, all right, let's play, let's try and score another goal.
And they have it in them, too. They're not the fan favorites here, but they've got the game to compete with Concafa. Stone.
It's got to go.
Come on!
Released it late, it was deflected. inside the last 10 minutes of the second half.
Well, Concafa will be relieved they've got one back because it was seeming really difficult to break down Socceroof. They get that one back. And as you said, the game has been very open now, back and forth. Anyone could score. Socceroof giving a good account of themselves.
Ruggles from Mijatovic. Stone off to Gerson. Stone played collegiately at Boston University and UConn. Veteran of this team. Mentioned in the first half, there are 12 players back from last year's Concafa edition who went to the quarterfinals. Well, defending in space, so Kuna was over to cut off the route. That pass for Riquette. Raymond up the middle and now down the wing. Kone was getting in position. The ball never got to him.
Just to put it in perspective, both of these teams have worked extremely hard with recruitment, training camps, and one of them is going out in this game. This is really tense, especially later moments of it.
There's a turn and Diop claims. The preparation now for this competition, now that everyone's seen it over the course of 2 years, is better than it's ever been.
The investment.
Correct.
No, Drew Ruggles and Chad Porch are not cheap.
Ruggles and then Chad Porch.
We need transfer portal for TST going forward, right? To see who's moved teams, who's been poached. Chad Porch.
Starting in July and August, you log on and see who's going where. That'd be great for us as a commentary team.
That would be great. And they have to say how much they paid. They won't do that.
What'd you have there?
Free kick here for Socceroof. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. Haddad wasted.
He's tried to knuckle it. He's got it all wrong.
Full slate of games in the round of 32 women's competition. And the 16 teams playing there. All things TST. Log on to tst77.com/watch. Find the other TST matches. They're all on YouTube throughout the tournament. Hometown Pride, the winners in year one. They were an unknown and then rocketed to stardom. That belonged to La Bombonera in 2024. Looks to be a threat to contend again. Don't forget about Newtown Pride, but then these names that have been hovering with some deep runs, including Concafa. I think they have what it takes to win the $1 million come Monday night. Haddad, a scorcher across the field. Well, that's really good defending right there by Gerson. That's the type of play, a closeout. If you're a small-sided player and are familiar with that game, you can get over and make the right adjustments. Haddad. Mario Alvarez cleaning up a rebound in front of the Socceroof goal. Got the game on even terms here in the second half. It started by a run on the back with Merrim. He's creating mischief again. Recovery. Kavanda. Hold up play Kone. Scored basically 5 minutes in. Boyata. Kavanda. Kavanda takes the shot.
Who's for Justin? Who's for Justin?
Veteran of multiple leagues across Europe. Over the head of Stone.
One of the battles I've been watching that night against Kone. Kone's only 23 years old. That night is 45 years old. He is doing a great job when he's close to Kone. Kone, sometimes I think he just needs to get away from Zat Knight because he has that speed to probably get away from him. Zat Knight will want to feel where he's at.
An attached hip for him. Turnover in the middle for Porch. Porch for Shea. Shea shaving it well wide. Almost rushed that thing.
Yeah, Porch had a chance to shoot himself. He kind of bobbled the ball into Breck Shea, and it took him a second to get it under control.
Diop.
This is when you hit Kone's. That night's out.
Kone thumped the touch. Mijatovic.
How many minutes has Kone played? He's not had a lot of rest.
He's had a couple of spells where he's come off. But the pace of it is halted here for Socceroof. Concafa. They smell blood. Ruggles. Final 3 minutes of regulation. Look at Porch. He's got an extra gear to him.
So shifty. Shifts it left and right, and very difficult to catch him.
Mijatovic. He looks. He sees Grella. There's Porch. Kone's back to defend. He wanted that pass from Mijatovic, did Chad Porch. You just sense Concafa feeling confident right now, especially when Porch is on the field.
Yeah, Porch, Ruggles on the field. Breck Shea's on the field, Mijatovic. This is one of the stronger lineups, which I was asking for.
Chad, stay there.
So we got Jeff Cameron, who's nursing a little bit of an injury, keeping his fitness in check for the later rounds if need be. Falling over was Castera, former Bordeaux player. And the foul is called by Chris Penso, this longtime veteran MLS official. Ohio native, now lives in Florida. Boyata. Right now would be next goal wins in target score time.
Always for target score time, because there's some fear when you go into that. One of these teams is going out. When you're straight from the group,
There's no breathing room in that scenario either.
target score time is now scary.
That's a Kone foul. Kone has a yellow. And Mike Grella.
Grella should probably get yellow as well. But that was a bad foul. He's gone over the ball, gone over the top of the ball, right into the shin of Grella.
If you run into Mike Grella on the street, he will talk to you for about a half hour.
Oh, yeah?
Wonderful guy, nice guy. Rarely see him in an irate situation like that, but something got it heated with Kone. Porch, Diop the save, karate chop to the side, right in the middle by Huffman. Now Porch, who's a blur at the moment. Final 30 seconds.
Like the road runner.
Mijatovic, Diop jams it over. Concafa wants the lead for target score time.
Hoffman, I thought Hoffman was gonna, Porch does what he does best, and then look at Hoffman coming in here. Oh, great defensive play. Oh.
There's a deflection, Mijatovic, it goes in. Concafa does have the lead going to target score time, 2-1.
Clement Diop just made a great play to get the ball away from Hoffman. In all that confusion, Mijatovic got another one.
And he's got a little announcement too to celebrate that. Even Kone's pointing. Who's gonna mark him? Deflection kind, 2-1.
You work that hard to stop a goal, and then a deflection like that goes in the corner. That's a cruel blow.
We'll play to 3 when we come back on ESPNU.
Bring it in, hey!
The soccer tournament is presented by Adidas, the official fanwear and performance footwear partner of TST.
Target score time here in the round of 32. Concafa leading Socceroof 2-1. Leading team score +1, so we'll play to 3. Right at the death, the deflection, the redirection off the Mijatovic shot is the difference right now. And until we get to target score time, we'll remove a player every 3 minutes. And the winner, the one who scores that game-winning goal, the Adidas Golden Fleece. Who would that fall on the shoulders of? Lifetime entry if you score that goal into TST and TBT. Chad Porcho's already done that once.
The vibe has really changed when you look at the camps now. There was a lot of concern and worry from, well, I can't say a lot, but it wasn't how it was there, upbeat, going into target score time, getting that goal right before the end of the game. Concafa now firmly favorites for this period.
Yeah, Steph's going to go in.
Did you see the Mijatovic celebration? Looked like a birth announcement.
I missed the no, I didn't miss it. He put the ball under his yeah. You don't miss a thing, do you?
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. We
were watching the same screen, waiting for target score time. Tony Miola.
Yeah, we just need to get a ping.
I gotta say though, there's a lot of great coaches around here. They do well with their teams, but having a voice and a presence like that, and Tab Ramos can make a big difference to a group like this. That's, yes, they have training camps and sessions, but that are cobbled together in a quick amount of time.
They've honestly covered every turnover, every stone. Like everywhere you look, there's experience in the right places on the pitch. We talked about how well-rounded that roster is. But Chad Porch, if he gets 1v1 with someone, he's going past him.
One team looking to go one step closer to Monday night. When you play for $1 million, we're playing to 3 in this game.
So you see why I was asking him to be more aggressive earlier on, where it was like, the first half, he didn't even run at anyone. It didn't really present itself. I've been so much more aggressive in that second half.
Socceroof, do they have enough to thrust forward? Now, keep in mind, there was that wicked deflection, and Stone had to come up big to keep out a Socceroof goal in that second half. Here's Alvarez. He's got the other Concafa goal. Mijatovic to Porch. And we're talking about him getting rest, and he's like, I got it. When he comes on the field, I'll take over.
He's like, tell that commentator to shut his mouth.
I don't think they're listening, but we're glad you're a part of it here in target score time in Cary, North Carolina. Sika and Sam, great crew on hand. Day 3 of the event, great crowds. Great crowd here at Field 1. Festival like any other in the sport, like no other in the sport. Here's where the game can get a little sticky. Just the strategy of slowing things down. You don't want to make a mistake.
Some teams have been waiting till it gets to 3v3, and then if you're winning, it gives you the advantage to get to 3v3 because you're going to get high, for lack of a better word, XG chances. Both teams are. So, you know, the odds are you're going to win the game if you're 2-1 up. If they score first, then you get your chance and then you score.
That's why it's easier to sit on a lead like this, because then Socceroof is thinking if we come and extend our pressure and miss, then we're in trouble. And if we don't get that ball to turn them over,
it's a tough position for Socceroof.
Can be exposed, so the chess match continues. They call a slide tackle. We heard that from the bench.
No
Possession is turning back over.
One of the rules of TST, no slide tackles. People have been forgetting that I've seen a lot of slide tackles in this tournament.
It's just the competitive nature in them.
When you're used to it.
Yeah, it's hard to turn that off.
I can see you slide tackling, Neil. Slide tackling me.
My scrappy nature.
Tough streets of Cleveland.
Chad Porch back to Stone. 3 minutes And then we peel off a player from each team. We're getting close to that mark.
Central.
Gibere, good fulcrum, just keeping possession. And that's hammered in the air. Yellow given here. Is that to Huffman? We're going to get a player off from each team and go 6v6.
Stay there. Steph. No,
Brigette was the one who got the yellow. That foul on Concafa, and now the restart from Socceroof.
Stay there now.
Clément Diop.
He's been good, Clément Diop. Great save right before the ball went in. Unbelievable play. I was talking about it when the ball actually went in. And it's not going to be remembered unless they go through. Well, they scored in the next minute, so it's not going to be remembered anyway.
From this side.
He's up at midfield.
Oh, well played.
That is a nice play. Haddad on back. Boyata.
You notice Kone's been getting his rest finally.
Cavanda. Now Clément Diop. Socceroof goalkeeper. Going to the line of demarcation. That's right around midfield right now. Castera. Turns and swings it. Over on the near side, Boyata. Diop. One to tie for Socceroof. That is not what they had in mind.
Not yet.
Okay, Kone coming back in. Much needed rest, and they didn't concede in that time. That was the important part for Socceroof. Now they get their star back on. What's he got? 4 goals in the tournament. Kone.
Drew Ruggles has played this role to some critical acclaim. He can take the bib and then go into goal, or Mijatovic just do that.
Mijatovic is known in TST circles for this. I haven't seen anyone play this role better than Mijatovic. Surprised that they're going to this early. I thought they were going to wait till 3v3. You can't lose it here if you're Chad Porch.
Maybe we should rename the position that, the Mijatovic.
He should. Mijatovic role.
That's a heavy touch.
It's very bold from Concafa playing like this.
Swinging it around, Porch, Kone. Those players we had in isolation to start the game, meet in the middle, and Porch is fouled.
I think it's a little early to go and take your goalkeeper out, because as soon as Socceroof get the ball, you got to imagine they go get shots on target without a recognized goalkeeper.
Ruggles.
Chad Porch is opening the box for a second.
Delaware native. He was a Delaware Blue Hen, Chad Porch. A couple of games with Charlotte Independence. Mijatovic! That's a brace for that big MASL star. Concafa, round of 16.
I thought it was too early. I thought it was too bold. I was wrong. And can we name it the Mijatovic position? He does this so well. Coming out into the outfield, making the difference. Left-footed strike into the corner. Not an easy finish at all. And it pays off the tactics from Tony Miola and Tab Ramos. What do I know?
The man from the city of big shoulders, Chicago, Stefan Mijatovic, makes it 3-1. Concafa advances to the round of 16. For our great crew, Lloyd Sam, I'm Neil Sika. The soccer tournament continues on ESPNU.